Now let's get into the down and dirty of it all. How do we scale? Great question. We scale in two ways. Number one, we're scaling efficiency. And that is the far more important way of scaling. And if people don't talk to you about scaling efficiency, even in their best efforts, they're not putting your business needs first. Scaling efficiency is all about getting a better result from the platform. Now, often the way that we look at this is CPA. Now, you might get a better CPA by targeting a retargeting audience, but you're going to get a better CPA on Facebook. I can tell you I get a really good CPA on Facebook. Use a targeting audience that only retargets the people that open emails, send out a 50% off sale, and then hit all those people with ads. You're going to get an incredible CPA. You know what else you're not going to get? Any additional revenue. You know who doesn't care about that? Your finance department, your bankers, your fulfillment team. None of them care. It's another reason why ROAS is complete nonsense. And we never use ROAS or honestly MER. Because MER is just the same lie that ROAS is, but at a higher scale, so it sounds smarter. And it's pushed by the same people that were swearing by delayed attribution right up until Facebook took away the 28-day click. Now, for those of you who've been following me for years, you know, around 2018, 2017, since then, we've been preaching that that stuff is complete nonsense. And we've been building 8- and 9-figure businesses around the world on the back of that. And other people have disagreed and said, well, Facebook just isn't working. Is it not working? It's not using it right. Not my call, just a question. So how do we scale? Well, when we do the dynamic creatives, if we are running a concept in that dynamic creative that is effectively addressing the same type of user, basically focusing on the same targeting audience, because remember, our ads do the targeting. So if our ads appeal to the same types of users, they have the same targeting audience. But it does so in a more efficient way. Maybe one ad is running at a $32 CPA and the other one's coming in at like a $28. That's more efficient. Now, ultimately, what we're getting to here is if you can improve your efficiency by 10%, you get 10% more customers to your store. And you get 10% more sales. The fun thing is, when you get 10% better efficiency on your Facebook ads at broad, you actually get better search results. You actually get better email open rate. You actually get lower returns and better LTV. Why? Because you're reaching higher quality customers. And because those customers are having a better interaction with your business, you're improving your advertiser score and estimated action rate, which in turn continues to push down the cost per acquisition that you're going to be seeing from your ads. Which means you're scaling your business without having to spend any more money. Fun fact, I took a business from a $60 CPA down to a $12. And the Facebook ad spend from $3,000 a day up to $50,000 a day. We decided to cut back Facebook ad spend by over $30,000 a day. That put 1 million of EBITDA into the business. And we were still making more money than a $50 CPA at $5,000. And the LTV on those customers went up by double digits. The point here is Facebook's job is to ultimately drive a higher quality and a higher volume of customer to your store. Now, the beauty of once you start to scale efficiency, say your target CPA is $50 and you get it down to 45. That means you could theoretically spend 10% more money at a complete loss, and you're still meeting your objective. Now, maybe you don't see any sales attributed to Facebook today. Go take a look at your search results. Go take a look at your site traffic. Go take a look at your email signups and your opens. I bet you they're looking better. And the longer you run that, the better they're going to get. And what this really means is when you scale efficiency and you develop a larger profitable scaling margin, a PSM for your offer, you can spend more money. You can invest some of that margin into scale and growth. Now, we don't spend so much that we can't ever, we pass our CPA targets. But if your goal is at 50 and you're coming in at 45, why not improve it by 5%? Why not push 5% more spend? I'll bet you get a couple more sales. Maybe after you push your spend up from, you're at 45, your goal is 50, and you increase your spend by 5%, maybe your CPA rises like 46.5. Do another 5%. Maybe it comes up to like a 47. Do another 5%. You could do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday until it hits $48, and I'll bet you probably go up by more than 25% in the space of 2 weeks. Now, you might be saying, well, 25% is not that big. But remember, this is a stable, projectable result. It's not immediate scale today that has to drop off tomorrow because you broke everything. This means that your new worst day is better than your old best day. And your average day is better than anything you could have done before you started. That is a win. If you can focus on as small as, say, 2% a day, over the course of a year, you will more than 3x your business. Are you a $600,000 brand that wants to be a 7-figure one? Get 2% better a day. Are you a $4 million business that wants to be an 8-figure one? Get 2% better a day. Do you want to go from 1 million to nearly 20? Do this for a couple of years. And that's on a very reserved projection of 2%. And I apologize, that's not a day, that's a week. If you can do 2% a week, that's 3x in a year. Point here is ads do the targeting, so you don't need audiences anymore. If you don't trust Facebook data, why are you possibly trying to say, well, I can use it to predict the future based off of incomplete, inaccurate visions of the past? That makes no sense. And are you really testing an ad if it's not being run up against something that it actually has to run up against in market? Or is that just a test to see what you actually start testing? How much money and time are you wasting testing against the Gregorian calendar? Because somebody told you that weeks and days and hours and minutes matter. And that somehow that has anything to do with statistical significance or machine learning. Do you honestly think a random set of ones and zeros gives a damn about the movement of a sun? No. So start using the scientific method. You might have heard of it. It's been used by some podunk fellas like Copernicus, Newton, Tesla, Madame Curie. The point is, if you're not using one campaign and you know about it, the biggest barrier to your success, your decision making. I'll leave you with that. Please, if you love this thing, subscribe. If you have any questions, comment, let me know what they are. And YouTube thinks you might like a couple of these videos. And if you're listening to this on a podcast, I'm just pointing randomly on the screen. Until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye.